Hi, I'm Curtis, and welcome to the show, my show, the Curtis Aikens Show. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. I've got 3 recipes today. Braised short ribs, ow! I can't do that high note. Then I've got some mashed potatoes, decadent mashed potatoes, and steamed broccoli. Wow. All right, hope you're enjoying our adventures around Marin and Novato. Peace, remember, spread love. Let's get to that kitchen now, do some cooking. It's about 6:26 a.m. Well, it's exactly 6:26 a.m. and gonna make for you braised short ribs. Okay, ingredients for our braised short ribs. I've got my short ribs here in a large enough bowl so that I can marinate them. And then remember the old Julia Child rule, or the new Julia Child rule, or the Curtis Aikens rule. Whenever you're cooking with chopped vegetables, try to show your audience the whole vegetable. These are the beautiful rainbow carrots. Now, they are absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna add vegetables in that marinade. Look at the inside of that purple carrot, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna dump those right in, the vegetables. Then I've got an onion here, beautiful, beautiful onion, like so. They go right in there. I've got celery. Now I gotta be honest with you all. I used the last of my celery, so I can't show you the whole celery today. And this is funny. Like I said earlier, it's in the morning. We've got our appointment to go get our vaccine. So I didn't have a chance to run back to the store and pick up celery this morning. I've got some herbs here, thyme, oregano, a little bit of basil, any kind of herbs that you love. They go right in there. Isn't that beautiful? I've got some garlic, 3 cloves, and 2 bay leaves. I'm gonna just put the bay leaves in there. And I want to crush this garlic. So let me grab a knife and we'll crush the garlic because I just want that flavor to seep into our dish. Ooh, that carrot wants to get in the pan, doesn't it? So, you know, just take your chef blade and that's how we're gonna just crush that garlic and throw it right in there. There's 3 of them. We're going to allow this to marinate about 6 hours. Our appointments are at 8, so we've got time to get in there. And when we get back here, we'll work on the next phase. I've got some broth here. And remember, I normally will use vegetable broth with everything. However, I had some beef broth, so I figured I'd use it. A cup of beef broth goes in there. I'm going to add a cup of red wine. Remember, if you're not going to drink it, why would you cook with it? Chateau Saint-Jean is this one. It's a Cabernet. And then a bit of salt and pepper. And I love my gadgets. Some salt there, not too much. Just enough to kind of bring everything out. And what I'm going to do is turn this over to make sure everything gets covered. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, plastic wrap. And then we will be off to get our vaccinations. Hey, okay. I'm back from getting my COVID-19 shot. The first one, Lisa and I got them. Yes, and I got the button to prove it. Plus I have a picture of me and Dr. Fauci. You want to see it? Stick around. All right, now there are 3 phases to making these braised ribs. We've been marinating them all morning. The next phase is to take them out, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. And then we'll finish them up in the oven. 1. This morning, I was in such a hurry to get out of the house that I added the broth in with the marinade. And it's okay, it won't hurt anything to do that. However, I want to use it when I saute up my meat and get ready for the braising part. So the next step is after we've marinated for at least 6 hours, if you have the time, you can do it overnight. I have to put the saran wrap on just to keep all of that in there. I also added more red wine because I want to make sure that the beef was submerged. You see that? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that color. Now what I like to do, and you can pat these dry if you want, but I like to take and just put them on a rack while I'm getting everything ready. And just let them drip down like that. Just let it drip off. And you can, like I said, you could pat it dry with paper towel or cheesecloth, whatever you use to dry your meat items or food items. There we go. Now, I had another container because remember it was just too much to go in that one bowl. And I got to tell you, this Cabernet marinade is smelling wonderful. Think I can get a job as a singer? I think not. Stick to your day job, Curtis. Trying to cook. Okay, so let's take all these out. And I'm going to show you something else I added to this. I think I've said to you all so many before how much I love cooking. And those rainbow carrots are going to be gorgeous in there. That's what I added. You see that? That's a half a rack of ribs, pork ribs that we had. And so I took those out and marinated them as well. So we're going to do some braised pork ribs also. Now, I've got flour here. Let's shove this to the side. We're not going to discard it because I'll show you, we're going to saute those vegetables up. And what I want to do now is just flour our ribs. Just take your time and flour each one of your ribs. I can put them right back on that rack. And remember, when you're working with dry and wet, keep one of your hands dry so you can toss the flour and things over there. And the other hand is wet. It's just one of those things that makes it easier for you in the kitchen. Okay, we're at the stove top and our oil is nice and hot. I've just got olive oil in there. I want to just get it just below smoking point. And we're going to brown our short ribs. Oh, look at that. You see that happening there? Woo! Love that snap, crackle, and pop. I am like a kid in a candy shop when I'm cooking. Just having fun, fun, fun. And Daddy, please don't take the T-bird away. Okay. Now I've got a couple of ribs that have a pretty large bone. And I actually like that. I like those, the meat is always more tender around the bone, as we say in this. It's okay to get a little flour on your fingers. Just make sure you wash those before moving on to the next phase. I got a little flour on my, there we go. Just brown those nice. Oh, that pan is pretty full, huh? I'm gonna start to turn. I want to get all sides of the beef brown. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Cabernet Sauvignon braised ribs. Short ribs. Okay. All right, those are looking so nice. See the smoke coming off? Oh, just all that nice caramelization there. Woo. There's nothing like cooking in a cast iron skillet. Okay, now we'll just turn these off and push it off the burner because I want to take and saute my ribs. Looking good. Those short ribs are looking beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and add some of that red wine to kind of deglaze that pan so all that goodness down the bottom, we don't lose it. And I'm also going to add that beef broth, that broth to it. Beef broth, vegetable broth, whichever you have is great. I'm going to lower this temp and also turn my oven on to about 325 to 350. And now let's saute the veg. All those beautiful vegetables that we had marinating with the ribs, with the short ribs. We're going to add those to that pan. Nothing like food hitting a hot pan, right? So I'm cook 3-4 minutes. Then we'll put everything into a roasting pan and slip it into our oven and let it cook slowly. While the vegetables are sauteing, I'm going to transfer the beef to a pan. My mother did so much with just the kitchen fork. It's just, I used to love watching her, and this is kind of an ode to you, Mom. I find myself doing more of the things that she did in her kitchen than any of the professional chefs that I've worked with. I find myself just emulating Mama. Okay, we're gonna come back. We'll have this in the roasting pan. I'll get some foil out to cover it up, and then now I have the short ribs in the roasting pan. You know, in my trusty roasting pan that I've had for 20 years, I can't put my hands on it, so we got all this stuff, the work going around the house, so once we get unpacked, we will find that. I'm just gonna smother these with those vegetables and taste. I'll do some kitchen cleaning in the meantime. I'm gonna cover these with foil, and then we'll throw them in the oven. Well, not throw them in the oven, just to kind of slide them into the oven. Okay, we've got both the pork and the beef ribs, the short ribs and the baby backs. And I put them on a little tray just in case there's some spillover. We don't want to wreck the inside of our oven. And I'm putting these on the middle rack, just sliding it right in there. Again, I've got them at 325. The time is 2:24. It is 4:30. Can you see that? The place smells incredible. Those ribs have been braising for about 2 hours. Ooh. I want to serve dinner around 5:15. So I got 45 minutes to whip it up. I'm going to do 2 side dishes, mashed potatoes, and I'm going to talk about them as we make them because I call these my decadent mashed potatoes. So if you're watching your weight or watching your calorie intake, I should say, I'm going to show you ways of keeping those calories down and still make incredible potatoes. Also, Lisa, my love, loves broccoli. So I'm gonna make something she loves, broccoli. Our side dish, mashed potatoes and broccoli, right? I got my start in television giving tips on how to buy and use fresh fruits and vegetables. So when shopping for potatoes, one of the things I like to say to folks is, it should be heavy for its size. So pick it up. That means if it's heavy for its size, that means the potato isn't old. It hasn't started to dry out. Make sure there are no sprouts. If the potatoes started to sprout, it hasn't been stored properly, okay? Now, this is a beautiful white potato. I love these for making mashed potatoes. I'm gonna peel that, just dice it small because it takes less time to cook when it's diced small, and mash them up, and we'll talk about it as we mash them. Broccoli, when buying broccoli, I want you to look at the tops, the crown, the floret. Make sure it's closed tightly, okay? Also, you look at the bottom end of it, and if it starts to turn brown, that means, again, the broccoli is a bit old, so stay away from it, okay? Let's cook. Prepping the broccoli is quite easy. I just simply cut the bottoms, cut that part off, and then I slice into the serving size, okay? There's 2 of us, so there we go. Like 2 pieces of broccoli together, like that. Now, I'm gonna add them to my saute pan. This is my favorite way to cook vegetables. And I swiped that from one of my mentors, Joe Carcione. He would say vegetable. That's your fresh vegetable tip of the day. Gonna add about a 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of water, little olive oil, and I'll spritz it on like so. Not too much oil. And then some salt and pepper. Our broccoli is ready to rock. Making mashed potatoes, right? It's pretty easy to do. Just peel the spuds. Now, moms and dads, meal prep people, whoever prepares the meals in the house, or, you know, this is one of those things you can really get the kids involved working with you. Peeling potatoes, it's a fun way. It's pretty safe. There's some wonderful tools out there for peeling that aren't too sharp, so the kids can, you know, make mistakes. My boys, when they were growing up, one of the things that I'd always loved, the fact is when they helped make the food, make dinner or breakfast or whatever it was, they ate so much better. Get our broccoli started now. Just place a lid on top of the broccoli that we've seasoned and added the water to. And I'm starting that at 455. I'm gonna let it cook for 6 minutes once it starts to boil. Okay, the potatoes are boiling. We're gonna let those boil till they're nice and soft. Broccoli's looking good. Ooh. And I'm just melting butter right there on the stove top, okay? Wow, the potatoes are looking really good. Let's go and turn those off. I'm going to take this pot over to the counter and drain the liquid into a bowl and show you some tricks of making good mashed potatoes without too many calories or added calories. I'm going to work top here so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm going to drain these potatoes. Normally just drain this and discard the water, but I want to show you this incredible liquid that you get when you make mashed potatoes. There's starch in here. That's potato starch. About 4 or 5 tablespoons of that. You can make wonderful mashed potatoes with that and just a little bit of skim milk, okay? That's a great way to make your mashed potatoes. If you're really watching calorie intake and trying to, really be careful with it. Now, like I said earlier though, these are my decadent mashed potatoes. So, to the potatoes, I'm going to add sour cream. That's about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons. You can add more or less according to how decadent you would like your potatoes. I'm using a scraper just to get every bit out. I don't want to waste any of those. And I've got cream cheese, and I've got the whipped cream cheese. Put that right in there. Boy, I'm getting hungry. And that softened butter that you saw on the stove top. And that just makes it easier to mash things up. I'm gonna scrape all that in. And of course I could use my handheld blender. But when making these potatoes, I really like mashing them with just my, like I said, my ode to mama by using potato mashers, a little salt. And I'm using the Himalayan salt there. And my pepper grinder. Let me reach behind me and grab one of my potato mashers. There we go. And again, cook the potatoes for about 20 minutes so they're nice and soft as you'd like them. And like I said, that potato starch is great in making mashed potatoes. I call them my decadent mashed potatoes. Taste them, of course. Oh my goodness, perfect right there. I was going to say, taste them and adjust your seasoning. That's just the bomb. Let's wrap up this meal, plate it up. Are you hungry, honey?
Yeah.
All right, it's almost dinner time. Okay. Everything is ready. I've got the mashed potatoes. Ooh, they're still nice and hot. Our broccoli right here that Lisa loves. The steam still coming off of that. Might add just a dollop of butter on there. Now let's reveal our braised short back. Did I say short back? Yeah. Ribs, our short ribs. Now be careful grabbing that. Us chefs, we've got kind of asbestos hands, so we can handle the heat a lot better than just moms and dads. But look, oh, that's beautiful. Looky. See, oh, that guy just falls off the bone. Let's plate it up and have dinner. Honey?
Yeah.
5-minute warning. Okay. Well, the ribs have been braised. Now, I would not normally plate 2 ribs. I just want you to see both of them. This is the one, that big bone. This is the small one. And what I would do if I were in the restaurant is I would remove that bone and serve it like so. And we just discard that bone. See that, how easy that pulls out? That lets you know that it's nice and tender. Oh, look at that, just spreads with a fork. My Lord, Mama would be so proud of me. This is comfort food at its finest. Some of those mashed. This has been really wonderful putting together these braised short ribs for you all. I hope you try the recipe. And if you like what we are doing here, you know, tell a friend or three. So tender, just slides off the bone. Peace, spread love. Clear. Today talking about bok choy, baby bok choy. Beautiful vegetable, absolutely tasty, wonderful, high in nutrition as well. Any of the leafy green vegetables have a great amount of vitamin A and some C. This vegetable is loaded, so try it out, okay? Don't like that one. Hi, I'm Curtis, and say hello to my little friend, baby bok choy. Wonderful vegetable. As you watch the recipe, I'm going to put some of the nutritional information in the scroll, so look for that. Crunchy, sweet tasting vegetable when it's cooked. Oh, you're going to love baby bok choy. Recipe is coming up. However, I wanted to show you this before we got going. Because the bottom portion is much thicker than the top, this is a way to help you cook everything evenly. I'm just going to slice those ever so slightly, just a bit there, okay? And the whole thing should cook about the same time. And I'm going to show you my secret to cooking vegetables that so easy. Coming right up. Okay, here we are over the stove. My ingredients, my bok choy, salt and pepper, you see that right there, some water, and then we need oil. I'm going to show you these beautiful oils. I want to show you these beautiful oils that Jenna and Cole, my son and daughter-in-law, gave us for Christmas. However, I'm not going to cook it with that oil. I'm going to drizzle some of that on after it is done. I'm just going to use some olive oil. So let's go ahead and add our bok choy, baby bok choy, to the pan. There is a difference in baby bok choy and the big bok choy. They both taste fabulous. It's just, I believe the baby bok choy, in my humble opinion, has a sweeter taste. Okay, so we go ahead and arrange those in the pan like so, or any way you want to. Don't trip out on the way I do it, or feel like you are doing something wrong because you didn't do it the way Chef Curtis. I giggle when I say that. Okay, now it's going to add a little bit of water. That's about a little over half a cup of water. I'm going to pour that across the top of it. Push everything in. Let's turn the stove top on. Get a good flame there. And I want to bring this full up, okay? When I say full up, I want it to start to boil. I'm going to add some salt right on top there. And this is the Himalayan salt. No big deal. If you don't have it, just get Morton's. Mama used Morton's. It's good enough for Mama. It's good enough for me. Have some fresh ground pepper in there. And notice how it's heating up. I've got plenty of time. Now here's the trick. This is the way I cook. I dare say 99% of the vegetables I cook in my house, this method right here. Now I'm just going to drizzle some oil. I'm using olive oil here. You can use your favorite vegetable oil. Not too much, just enough there. And then I'm going to place a lid on the pan just as it starts to, the steam comes up. But yeah, we are steaming these. We're parboiling these. Any of those terms work. we're not gonna let it overcook. I'm gonna let these, once I see the steam coming out like that, I'm gonna get a full boil. I'm gonna let these cook no longer than 6 minutes and they'll be perfect. Let's see what time it is. Oh, it says 2:59 on the old Apple Watch. I shouldn't say old Apple Watch. It's the new Apple. Well, there's another one coming. There's another one out, but we'll check these in about 3 minutes. 3:02. Let's take a quick look, just to sneak a peek. Oh, that's cooking right along there. If you've noticed how the greens are starting to wilt over a bit, the white portion is starting to become kind of translucent. I'm just going to move these around just a little bit, just kind of, so I'm thinking ahead about plating now. I'm going to get everything in order for plating. Oh, it smells so good. 3:05. Let's turn this off. That's right at 6 minutes. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now we've got a little plate here. See if we can plate these up and get ready to sleeve them. Oh, did I rock my little, I think I did. Now remember, if you like your vegetables a little more al dente, just cook them, 3 to 4 minutes is fine, okay? Oh, this reminds me of something my mama might do. Woo! Laura Bell, Curtis Aikens, I miss you, baby. There we go. On today, we had our first woman of color become Vice President of the United States of America. I am so happy, so proud of this country. So proud to be an American. Look at that. Well, let's come back and taste it, see what we got there. There's that gorgeous black truffle oil the kids gave us. Just a little, not too much. I'm just going to add a touch. A little goes a long way. Okay, let's give it a taste, see what we got. All right, here's the time to do my favorite part, the pudding. Putting it in your mouth, see how it tastes. Now this is that baby bok choy, and we add a little drizzle of the black truffle oil. Oh, it smells so good. Now, for those of you, wow, excuse me. Bok choy is a member of that cabbage family. So if you like cabbage, you're going to love baby bok choy or the full-grown bok choy. Thank you so much. Like what we're doing, keep watching. Tell a friend or three.